My name is Elisa Maisara and I'll discuss the issue of talent shortage challenge in attracting the certificate accounting despite the increasing in enrollment accounting. This issue currently has affected accounting industry and economic growth. As we know, accounting is a core profession where it supports financial transparency and corporate sustainability. Yet Malaysia is facing a shortage of certificate accounting, even though by years there are increasing of number graduates in accountancy. For example, HRM alone successfully produced more than 1,000 accounting graduates within a single year, not included other public and private universities graduates. So, if that number should be big question, why Malaysia have the issue of talent shortage? They also have some news that saying majority of accounting graduates are avoided to working as accountant until the shortage talent became a current issue that should be concerned. On the other hand, there is also has some proof and reason of talent shortage in accounting, right? In the result of Global Talent Trend Survey 2025 from the accountancy and finance professionals across the world revealed that 64% of Malaysian professionals anticipate changing their role within the next 2 years, with the 62% indicating that their next opportunity is likely to be outside their current organization. So later we will see why they wanted to change their roles within the next 2 years. Now look at the data. Back in 2010, in Putrajaya, West Economic Transformation Program have target in 2020 to produce 60,000 accountants, but we miss it. By 2023, according to MIA, numbers of certificate accountant only had 38,000 members, and the latest in 2025 have 41,520 members. That only 60% of the target, with a growth rate in average only 2.5% a year. About only 1,000 something new members enter being MIA members. We think that 16,000 goes in by 2030 looks almost impossible. We are not just missing a target, we are facing a real talent crisis. So in this video, I will discuss why this issue happened, impact talent shortage to industry, and how to overcome this issue. Next, let's see the factors why this issue happens. Firstly, one of the factors I found is mostly accountants that working in this field are always feeling stressed and burnt out. This happens because they often associate with the long working hours and heavy responsibility, especially during audit cycles and reporting deadlines. These pressures can lead to burnout, making the profession less attractive as reflected in the ACCA survey, where many professionals consider leaving. Secondly, work-life balance, especially the Gen Z. Since now the early generation of Gen Z are starts to enter the workforce nowadays, and they have the mindset that every work should have work-life balance. They value work-life balance above all else, not just in accounting fields, but the other fields also. As a result, work-life balance was the thing. It's hard for traditional accounting to provide, since as we knew, the work flexibility which is to them leaving work on time are impossible due to work overload and tight deadlines. If the job doesn't offer flexibility, Gen Z will look elsewhere. Lastly, better jobs option outside accounting field also becomes the factor why many accounting graduates do not enter this field. The diverse job opportunities in finance, management, consulting, and technology appear more attractive. Also, they are offering higher pay and receive career growth within some degree holders to avoid accounting rules completely. This explains the gap we see today. We have the graduates, but we are struggling to keep them in accounting world and become the certified accountants. Moving on from the causes, let's look at the impact of this talent shortage. Firstly, it creates talent gaps in firms. Smaller firms or SMPs suffer the most as they lack the resource to compete for top talent. This leads to missed deadlines and in some cases, firms having to turn away new business because they simply do not have the hands to do the work. Furthermore, when senior staff leave, the juniors suffers. It's affecting the long-term quality of the professions. Second, we see an increasing in workload for the remaining staff. This creates a vicious cycle. Understaffed firms force their employees to work longer hours. It's leading to burnout. Affected by SCCA studies. As satisfaction drops, more people resign, making the shortage even worse. Finally, this weakens the impact is it weakens business competitiveness. Accountants are just no longer bookkeepers. They handle digital transformations and sustainability reporting. Without expert, companies face finance error, regulatory fines, and lose the trust of investors. This does not just hurt the firms, it hurts our whole economy. So, how we fix this crisis? Based on the SCCA Global Challenge Trend to 2025, work-life balance remains a top priority. Organizations must move beyond the long hours culture. My first solution is for firms to adopt a strategic roadmap that prioritizes employee well-being. This includes flexible working arrangements and better workload management to prevent the burnout that often drive the accountants towards entrepreneurship. When firms treat well-being as a strategy, they stop losing talents to the gig economy. The second solution involves restructuring salaries and career growth. Data shows that many graduates leave because they receive better pay in other sectors. Firms must offer competitive packages that reflect the complexity of modern accounting. But it's not just about money. According to MIA, we must provide clear career progression by offering performance-based incentive and transparent pathways to leaderships. Firms can retain those who would otherwise exit the profession for higher paying roles in tech or consulting. Third, we must improve the practical training. Research from UiTM highlights a gap between classroom theory and industry expectations. To fit this, universities and professional bodies must collaborate on high-impact internship and hands-on workplace exposure. A great example is the promotion of accounting technician qualification, which provides an alternative practical route into the profession. By preparing students for the real world earlier, we reduce the shock of entering in the workforce and increase retention rates. Finally, we must rebrand the profession for future. As highlighted by MIA, accountants are no longer just bookkeepers. They are now leaders in ESG, which is environmental, social, and governance, and digital transformation. We need to promote accounting as a strategic, high-tech, and high-impact career by showing young people that they can drive climate action, and business strategy through accounting. We can attract a new generation that values purpose-driven work. In conclusion, the shortage of accounting talent in Malaysia is a complex and urgent issue. It arises from workplace pressures, changing career expectations, and a clear gap between education and industry needs. Addressing this challenge requires a deep cooperation between employers, universities, and government agencies. By improving working conditions and supporting initiatives like the MARA, ACCA, YPA partnership, we can encourage more professionals to build long-term careers in this field. As future HR professionals and people managers, understanding this trend allows us to design better talent strategies and build a more resilient workforce that will drive the growth of the accounting profession. Thank you.